Hey, this is a quick tutorial on how to write a strong one-paragraph response. A lot of times you're asked to write a one-paragraph response in your English class, but oftentimes you also are asked to do that in your core classes as well, maybe on a daily assignment or on an end-of-unit test. Either way, it's really important to know how to write a strong one-paragraph response. A paragraph is a lot like a hamburger. Now I know that's kind of a corny analogy, but in order to have a delicious hamburger, you need to have all of the parts that make it good. And a strong paragraph response works in the same way. In order to have a strong paragraph, you need to have all of the pieces. They all work together to make your paragraph strong. The first thing that you need is a topic sentence. In your hamburger, the first thing that you need is the top bun. So the topic sentence always reminds me of that top bun of a hamburger. In a topic sentence, it tells what the paragraph is about and it directly addresses the question asked in the prompt. And here is an example. It says, in the poem The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, the author uses the literary device of repetition to help create and sustain the spooky mood and tone of the poem. Another thing that the person does in this example is they state what the text is that they're responding to, and they state who the author is. So the writer here in this example tells you that the poem is The Raven and that it's by Edgar Allan Poe. This is really important because it tells your reader what you're talking about. After you write that topic sentence, you then need to include supporting details. Now, your supporting details really are the meat and cheese and lettuce and tomato of your paragraph or your hamburger. You need them to write a colorful paragraph that really conveys your meaning to the reader. So they're essential in writing a strong paragraph. These sentences should support, prove, and demonstrate the ideas you stated in your topic sentence. You should include examples and direct quotes from the text in your supporting sentences if a text is available. Aim for a total of 2 to 3 examples. Make sure that at least one of those is a direct quotation. In addition to your examples, make sure you include analysis of what those examples mean and how they support your topic sentence. Don't just simply throw them into your paragraph. Make sure you connect them to your main idea as well. So you need to connect the dots for your reader. Here's an example of a group of supporting sentences that work to support that topic sentence we read earlier. Poe uses phrases such as "'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, merely this and nothing more," to convey the urgency and uneasiness the speaker feels as he hears strange noises outside his door. In addition to the repeated phrases, Poe also repeats certain words such as rapping, rapping, and nothing more. The repetition of these single words contributes to the spooky mood by slowly building the intensity of the poem until it reaches its climax. So this is a great set of supporting sentences. Here at the beginning, they give us an example from the text. So here we have a direct quote from the poem. They also give us examples from the text, and they give us their analysis. They really connect the dot for the reader, and they explain how those sentences, how those quotes, and how those examples connect their main idea. Now, the last thing that you need in a hamburger, of course, is the bottom bun. If you don't have that bun, your hamburger kind of falls all over the place. It gets really messy. The same thing happens in a strong paragraph response. If you don't have a concluding sentence, it gets a little bit messy. You kind of just leave your reader hanging. Your concluding sentence should be used to highlight your topic sentence and to restate your topic. It should also be used to review your main points and make the paragraph sound finished. Here's an example of a strong concluding sentence. Although Poe uses many literary devices in his poem to help create and sustain this spooky mood and tone, one of the most common and effective devices is repetition. Lastly, when you're writing a strong paragraph response, you want to use an objective point of view. When you're using an objective point of view, you need to write in third-person point of view. Keep yourself out of your analysis. In other words, use the third person. No I, you, me, or we. And down here I have a couple of examples of the other different forms of point of view. The first one is first person point of view. When you're using first person point of view, you're using the word I, and you as a speaker are included in what you're writing. And here's an example of first person point of view. It says, I believe that the narrator in Sunny's Blues is a dynamic character because I read many details about the changes in his attitude toward and relationship with Sunny. Now, second person point of view, you're talking directly to the reader. So you use words like you. Here in the second person point of view example, it says, at the end of everyday use, Mama realizes that Maggie is like her but has not received the attention you should give your daughter to help her attain self-esteem. So here in this response, they're using the word you and they're talking directly to the reader. Lastly is third person point of view, and that's what you should be using for a strong paragraph response. Here it says the narrator in Sunny's Blues is a dynamic character who changes his attitude toward and relationship with Sunny as the story progresses. So always remember when you're writing that strong paragraph response to use third person point of view. Now there's a time and a place for first person point of view and second person point of view. But when writing a paragraph response, make sure that you're using that third person point of view. Okay, now that you know how to write a strong paragraph response, you can start applying these ideas to English as well as the rest of your classes.